Hey, welcome to Outsmart Your Guitar. Glad you could join us. Today, in this edition of Practice Sessions, we're going to focus on improving your facility in your fourth finger of your fretting hand. All right? It's an oft neglected finger for a lot of people when they're soloing. And so it's kind of sad that you leave this finger out when you can do so much more with that finger being engaged. All right? So let's just get right to it. And be sure to like and subscribe to Outsmart Your Guitar along the way. And let me know what kind of exercises you do to help improve your dexterity and facility in your fretting hand down in the comment section. Okay, let's just jump right in here, and we're going to do some chord exercises first. This first chord exercise is not original. It is taken from Mickey Baker, a jazz book put out in 1955. This is a great dexterity exercise for chords, as well as being good for your fourth finger, playing a very initially uncomfortable chord in the chord number 3, the major 6. So we do have 3 chord types. We're playing a major 7, and a major 6, and then back to the major 7. And that's the cycle. The major is chord number 1, the major 7 is chord number 2, the major 6 is chord number 3, and then the major 7, of course, is chord number 2. So here's how it works. You're playing 2 beats per chord. Then, at the end of that cycle, you move up 1 fret to a new key, A flat, and repeat the cycle. Go up to A, repeat the cycle. And B flat, B, and you just keep going through C, and then for electric guitar up to E flat, for acoustic guitar, C. And you can actually go backwards. Once you've gone up, you can descend. All the way back down to G, even F sharp if you are so inclined. All right, so the object here is to play smooth and flowing. So you'll notice the rhythm strum pattern that I'm using. You play 1, let it ring through 2, then a very brief pause to move to 3, which you let play, and then play 4, and then start it again. Now, you don't want to hack on beats 2 and 4. You don't want to chop them like that. You want each beat to have its full time value. This way, it's smooth and flowing. And that's the idea. So again, this is not about speed. It's about moving smoothly and flowingly, if I may use that word, between chords in time. So learn these chords if you don't know them, then play through them and begin to smooth out the changes. Once you've got it fairly smooth, find out what that tempo is that you can actually play it smooth and flowing to the best of your ability. Get that on the metronome and set that tempo on the metronome, and then begin to play with the metronome, which is keeping you honest and helping you learn to play smooth and flowing. Now you do this for around, 5-10 minutes, and enjoy the process. All right, let's do something a little easier. Now, this is a pretty typical rock and roll or blues rhythm figure. You're just playing 5 and 6 chord. 5 and 6. 5, 6, 5, 6, right? All right, so you're here at the 5th fret, and you just go through it. Keep going. Pretty easy until you start playing this for a little while and start to recognize, man, the muscles in my forearm are really beginning to ache a little bit. Yeah. Now, I'm going to give you another one here that's not written down that's really going to work your 4th finger out. It's the same idea, but we're just going to play a little bit more stuff with the 4th finger. So you start with this. You got that? Right? So here's how you would play it. The object, again, here is in time. So get your metronome out and set up a tempo where you can play this fairly comfortably. Not fast, because you want to work out your little finger. So if you play a little slower, your little finger is going to have a little more time to do the work, and it's going to be working just a little bit harder because it's not working as fast. And you have to be a little bit more precise in your timing as well. Okay, so spend about 5 minutes on this. Don't overdo it. You don't want to hurt yourself. I want to be very clear in helping you understand that if you're starting to feel a little uncomfortable, stop. It's not worth it. Okay, now, secondarily, you can go down to the 3rd fret and play this in G, C, and D, right? That's a little bit more of a stretch, and that's the idea. Really get your 4th finger working well, all right? So go ahead and do these exercises for a few minutes, and like I said, 5 minutes at the max. Don't tax yourself right away, and have fun with it. Put it to a metronome and make sure that you are playing smooth and flowing. This next series of exercises is about all 4 fingers, not just getting your 4th finger in line. I figured, we might as well include the other fingers in these exercises. It's important because you want to synchronize your picking and your fretting hand to where everything is working together as it should. So this first exercise is just your 1st and 2nd finger on the 1st and 2nd fret respectively, right? And you just play up and back. And you'll notice my thumb is back here, not hanging over, but back here behind the fretboard, on the spine somewhere. And that gives me maximum access over here. Whereas here it's available, but it's very limited. Here I have more freedom of movement, if I can say the word movement, to be able to play these things correctly. All right? So, again, very simple exercise. You want to coordinate left and right hand, fretting and picking hand. And if you want to put this to a metronome, you can do that too. This is another exercise that you can slowly speed up as well to further reinforce the synchronization and coordination of left and right hand. All right? Take a couple of minutes here. This exercise, we're going to work the second and third fingers on the second and third fret respectively. So just like with the first exercise, here you go. Ready? Up and back, up and back. It's a little awkward feeling to me, so it means I probably need to do this a little more. Again, my thumb is back here, kind of on the spine to allow maximum freedom and reach. Okay, so spend a couple of minutes on this. Again, you can put it to a metronome, and you can also work speeding things up, getting the synchronization between your fretting and your picking hand in shape along the way. For this exercise, third and fourth finger, third and fourth fret respectively, play up and back. This is going to be a tough one for you because it's not something you normally do. And that's the idea here, where you're doing a kind of a calisthenics that you wouldn't normally encounter in the real world, but will actually benefit you down the road because you're doing a workout, getting your fingers in shape. Again, coordination between left and right, synchronization between picking and fretting hand. Very important. Do this for a couple of minutes, up and back. Put it to a metronome. Get it in time. Play it smooth. And over time, you can increase the tempo as your facility allows. Just want to drop in here for a moment and remind you, down in the description is a link to patreon.com, Outsmart Your Guitar. Click on the link, go on over to Outsmart Your Guitar, and check it out. You can join for free and get access to a cross-section of lessons, which includes the written material. Then, when you start subscribing at one of 3 levels and become a patron, you will gain access to a whole host of lessons that are not featured here, expanded versions of lessons that are featured here, and all written material. All right? So, go on over, check it out, become a patron. Let's get back to the lesson. This exercise is a little bit more comfortable because you do this for most of your solo playing using your first and third fingers, but it's still important for the sake of synchronization, if nothing else. So, first and third fret with the first and third fingers. Right? Make sure your thumb is back here where it belongs to give you maximum reach and freedom of movement. And synchronize your left and your right hand, put it to a metronome, play it smooth and flowing. Remember, quality of execution far exceeds speed and sloppy. You want to play this very clean with good articulation. Let's look at second and fourth finger exercise here on the second and fourth fret respectively. All right? Up and back. That's a good workout. That's really going to work your fourth finger really well. Get it in shape. Again, synchronizing picking and fretting hands in the process. And put it to a metronome, and if you want, you can actually work on increasing the tempo a little bit every day. All right, there you go. These are but a few exercises that you can actually use to help improve your fourth finger's facility in contributing to its responsibility in both chords and playing solos. And you'll be ready because you've been doing the exercises that make your fourth finger ready to tackle those solos where the fourth finger is absolutely required to make them happen correctly, right? And that's what it's all about, is improving your skills to make you ready and able to tackle whatever music you're looking to play, because you now have the facility to play that song. As we grow as musicians, more and more music becomes available to us to be able to take on and play, because our facility has reached the point that we're able to take on that song we couldn't play even just 6 months ago. And that is a wonderful thing. Believe me, I know. All right, so thank you again for investing your time here. I know your time is valuable. So when you spend it here, I know you are, as I said, investing your time to become a better player. And I thank you for letting me be involved in helping make that happen. All right, so until next time, you take care, and we'll see you there, wherever there happens to take us.